Hello everybody, God bless. It's a nice Saturday. Is it Saturday? It's a nice Saturday night. I hope you're making money and I hope that you're up to date on the market. There's a bunch of things we need to talk about here. Brendan's with me in the room.
Yeah, before we start, can I borrow $300?
Yeah.
So, folks, we have a very important Unmarshal video for you guys. We're going to break down some very, very key things that you need to know, some things with the supply, and really the exact time frame for when we're going to be looking to scale out of Unmarshal due to some supply unlocks. So, if you want to hear more about that, do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, and share, and hit that bell icon notified of new uploads. There's a lot to talk about here. We're going to talk about the supply and when there's going to be more supply coming into the market with Unmarshal. Before we do, let's talk about some key things with the price action. Do you want to start us off?
No, 100%. Besides the fact that we got a fundraiser going on for Brendan, he needs $300. He's been really asking for it. Just a bunch of things.
Hey,
I
man,
think
you wouldn't say anything.
you can expose yourself, but so the main thing I think we should talk about right now, maybe try to break down the critical levels we should be looking at right now. Just looking at the chart right off the bat, I know there's a bunch of lines here. You know how Brendan goes about his charts, but
I love my lines.
Overall, we were stuck in this wedge over here where we can see where the sells have been coming in at a more aggressive rate, so they're not waiting for a long time to actually come in and sell and drive the price down. And we can tell buyers were actually coming in from the bottom at a more aggressive rate as well. And as soon as the buyers and the sellers met, we got here, and then we saw we broke above the wedge, drove the price all the way up to the $8.72, played around for a bit. I think now we're back down to retest that level, so it's definitely something we need to keep in mind here.
Right, so I think there's like three, just to clearly identify the three major patterns right here. We have the descending triangle, the wedge in the very beginning here, just to highlight it here. We also have another wedge here in the short term and a macro bullish ascending broadening megaphone.
You got that right.
Yeah. And so, folks, in terms of, for those who don't know, Unmarshal is essentially like an index for DeFi information. Very bullish on this thing long term. As crypto grows, data sources such as this are going to become more and more needed. Very bullish on this thing long term. We both got into this thing. Now, if you were sitting on the sidelines waiting to get in, right now could potentially be a very good spot to get in for multiple reasons. Let me begin to describe some of the reasons. So we're in this wedge here. We're at the bottom of our wedge. We're also right within the 618 golden pocket, typically where things like to retrace to, and typically where they like to find their support after a retracement. From this price action to this, excluding the first day's kind of crazy volatile movement, but let's say we include the first day's crazy volatile movement, we are still within the 618 golden pocket. So whatever way you do your fib retracements, we are within the golden pocket right now. We've had a correction, we're testing support, thus potentially a good buy, an amazing buy, as long as we hold support here at above $6.
Definitely. I think right now it's pretty evident the way we need to actually look at it. So we understand that we're at a Fibonacci level where we do anticipate buyers to come in, and typically from a technical standpoint, I love saying that word a lot, technical standpoint, right? Because no one say anything bad though. But overall, we are in this golden pocket right now, but we need to pay attention a lot to the closing price on that first day, because I think that's exactly where the price actually has been fluctuating and actually getting attracted to. The closing price on this first day of the release was at the, I can't even say, 6.87 basically. That's pretty much.
I think it was a little bit above it here.
No, it is 6.87.
Okay.
So this is 6.87 was the level where we closed that, and you can tell right now that we're actually testing that at the moment. And Brendan doesn't believe it, so if you look at the top right here, Brendan, you'll see that the C is where the close is of that candle, and it's 6.87. This guy never believes me.
No, but it's right here at 6.87. Yeah, just like you were
that's
saying.
Crazy, right? It's crazy how it just makes sense, right? Anyways, so yeah, right now it looks like we're retesting that. I think this closing price is important, and I think even if we're looking from the bottom here again, buyers are coming in at a more aggressive rate, and right now we're seeing that wick. Today we drove the price down all the way to the $6.37, and you can tell that buyers came right in, and now we're hovering right above at the 6.8. So it's a very critical level right now. I think Unmarshal has to actually maintain this level overall, and within the next, I would say 5 to 6 4-hour candles is where we do need buyers to start stepping in. I think it's pretty important for us to actually break outside of this resistance line that we have over here, and as soon as we break above it, I think that's mainly where the buyers are going to start stepping in.
Yeah, 100%. The next 1 or 2 days are key, and we can see how last time we were within our wedge and we broke out bullishly, we shot up and flipped a major resistance zone around $6.70 from resistance into support. So if we break out bullishly here, could we do something similar? Something like that is possible. So this is a good project. We're having a correction. We could break out bullishly. Now, what about the long term? When do you know when to sell? We've been discussing and doing some research behind the scenes here. Extremely important research that we need to bring you guys. It's going to be very critical for understanding when to sell with Unmarshal. So let's begin to look at the tokenomics, the supply, and when large portions of the supply for Unmarshal will begin to be unlocked. So let me begin by describing here. So there were a few seed rounds in the private round here. The seed round, there's 5 million allocation, and with the private round, there was 12 million allocation. 10% of the 5 million was released upon the token generation event, and 15% of the 12 million was released upon the token generation event. So why is this important? Because 4 months after release, the rest of this supply for the seed and the private rounds will begin to be released. 4 months from release, which is late July. So starting late July, we're going to start to get a bunch more supply for Unmarshal come into the market, which could act as a damper. So I'm gonna bring it over here to Messin so we can explain some of the actual numbers here.
Mathematics.
Exactly.
No, I think just to break it down, overall, if we're taking that 10% and the 15% out of this, which it's already happened and got released, so it's part of the current circulating supply for Unmarshal. So right now it's not really shown here, but we know that the market cap is 45 million. We know that currently the price is at $6.78, which leaves us at almost 6.8 million Marshals in circulating supply, just based off the market cap and the current price. So with that being said, if we're looking at this and we take out the 10% that already got released from this and the 15% that already got released from the allocated pool for the private investors, we will remain with overall 15.1 million Marshals that will be released based on this in 4 months.
Begin to be released.
Exactly. Begin to be released in 4 months in a linear fashion for 9 months, meaning that within every single month after 5 months from now, we will have almost 1.6 million Unmarshals released to the market, which, if you just to give you a bit of perspective, compared to today's circulating supply at 6.8 million, that would equate to 23% of the current circulating supply. So just something to keep in mind. There's actually significant portions that will be released in 4 months, moving up to 9 months.
Right, which comes out to late July. So starting late July, a bunch more supply will be added to the market. So personally speaking, I mean, we're both in Unmarshal. I'd be looking to probably take some profits early July. If in late July there's going to be a lot more supply coming into market, in terms of when to get out, probably early July might be the move.
Definitely, and I think right now this is just based on based on these two, based on the 17 million Marshals that were allocated for the seed investors and the private investors, but we still didn't really take into account all the staking rewards that will be released once the network goes live. So there's a lot more
Supply coming.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's coming, but for the short term that we know for sure, that's what we're looking at. So it's definitely something to keep in mind if you're looking to get into this. It's a nice project and all that, but you need to account that there's a lot more supply coming in.
100%. So if we can put this even more simply, current circulating supply, 6.8 million. 4 months after the release, an additional 1.6 million will be added every month for 9 months, which is quite significant. Yeah, so that's honestly our long-term plan with Unmarshal. We like this thing a lot. A lot more supply will be added. So in terms of kind of like our long-term positions, come early July, we're probably going to be selling.
Definitely. We'll just need to still also, maybe there's a lot more interest in Unmarshal.
Right.
It might not even affect anything.
Might not affect it.
The thing is, more supply is coming in, but you could also anticipate some more buyers to actually come in. So that's something we just need to feel out and see how the market does react along the way. We still have 4 months to see how Unmarshal, whatever they release, and how many the influx of buyers that will come into the market. So, and that could honestly might not even change the current price.
Yeah, look, it's not the end all be all, but it's a significant enough factor where if you were looking for a time frame or something to base your selling strategy off of, we believe that this is a significant enough factor to cause us to look to start to scale out roughly before the token unlocks start.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for me.
So our thoughts, folks. Do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell icon notified of new uploads. Join our VIP Discord to get access through our Patreon. Link for everything is down in the description below. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care.
Thank you very much.